Hey everyone, my name is Meads. Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to do pretty much a figure review. I'm not even gonna call this Figma since I stated on my title, it's not the real thing. And I know people are gonna say, what are you doing? Why are you buying a bootleg or a knockoff? Well, it's one of those impulse buy. I'm really into block rock shooter at the moment because of the anime and watched the OVA recently. I bought, or actually pre-ordered and bought the Block Rock Shooter Beast, which is pretty awesome. And I kind of want to get or try out the other Figmas of the Block Rock Shooter line. I know they're expensive, and even though I thought, well, I'm already having doubts, but I should have done my homework and actually double check that if it's a legit, because sometimes some sellers do sell legit stuff on a cheaper price. I'm not sure how they did that. Maybe they bought it in bulk or they're trying to get rid of them. And it's one of those that, check out eBay. You got this, you think that you're getting the legit stuff. They're using images, but you're actually not. Although there is already a disclaimer, is the Chinese version. That should be a red flag right there. But oh well, damage is done. I bought this figure already, and I'm just doing a review just to entertain and probably inform you guys about knockoffs. And also, another thing is I would like to actually have seen or want to see a review of a knockoff. I know a lot of people don't want to do knockoff reviews because they're kind of promoting, the knockoffs. But I think this is sometimes crucial to do that once in a while, and to inform them, what you think about the knockoff. For the most part, knockoffs are terribly bad in quality. I can actually justify that since I bought a couple of knockoffs, but sometimes you get good ones, but that's very rare. Yeah. So anyways, this is the review for the knockoff White Rock Shooter. The box itself, it's kind of flimsy. It's in that seems like it's just printed on a cardstock. I mean, the printout is pretty nice, but it doesn't have that sheen to it. Or it's lacking quality pretty much. I mean, the box is very thin. I mean, you can pretty much just, I don't know, this is weird, it's very thin. But, that's that. Alright, so let's go check pretty much the figure. Alright, so there's White Rock Shooter, and I guess from afar, it looks really nice. It might even look like the real thing. But on closer inspection, you're gonna see a lot of pretty much, it's kind of like one of those that the figure was made but nobody checked it, or they forgot to add another layer of paint to pretty much seal everything. So that's like the feeling what I'm getting when I look into it closer. It does have a stand right here, but the problem with this one is it's very loose, and that thing is really heavy. Yeah, I tried tightening it. The screws is pretty much shot, so I mean this could be used for other things, like really lightweight. But let's say Figma. So let's pretty much go take a closer look at this one. Alright, so here's up close, and as you can see already right there, and it's I don't know, it looks like a cheap plastic. Yeah. I mean, you do have that joints there, and actually I don't think it'll be nice if you actually have the real thing to compare this with. See, I'm comparing this with my Block Rock Shooter Beast, and that thing is just superb. Now I didn't see any flaw at all, like in terms of that, no bubbling. Yep. And another thing is the joints are really horrible. I do apologize. I have this freak out some people, but I'm just gonna take that out. Try to get the joint, but the neck snaps in half. Yep. It's right actually where the joint is supposed to. But oh well. I'm gonna take that off. And well, you get this armor here, which I already shown, but I'm redoing it again, and I'm just gonna put this back with the help of a needle nose. Alright, so I managed to put her neck back. For the most part, you know, the sculpt of her body, you know, it's nice. I don't see much flaws there, but you know, again, for closer inspection, you can see that those nasty nab marks, and you know, the paint kind of chip off in some of them. I mean, you still have articulation, and yeah, so you know, you still have, you know, pretty good. It's still a good figure, nonetheless. But something just fall off. Yeah. So I guess, you know, again, from afar, you know, it looks okay. You know, it looks like the figure, but up close it's not. And the face just popped off right here. And actually, let me get the other ones. So you have this one, which I guess it's kind of okay, but the tongue is kind of discolored. It's not red. So I guess we can add that in. Another problem I have is he doesn't, you know, stick quite well. Then you have this. As you can see right there in the middle, there's again the bubble problem. I wish it was not. I know it didn't happen to mine, but it did. So, you know, that's unfortunate for me. All right, so that's that. There is another face with a tongue kind of sticking out. It's like she's teasing someone. So that's another face. Although I also want to point out that I don't really like this hair. It's kind of covering most of her face. You can barely see anything. This clear part here, it's too opaque. Yeah, looks like someone shot her eye. Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, why don't we go check out the site? Alright, here's the site, and again from afar, you know, nothing looks wrong with it. But in closer inspection, you kind of see that there's two black dots inside. It's casted within, so someone who's doing this made some mistakes. And I think you see some over here as well. I mean, you know, nonetheless, you know, from afar you wouldn't probably notice that, but if you look closer, like, what's up with that? And you know, but yeah, I have to say, this is, you know, quite sturdy. A few paint, you know, not as sharp as it supposed to. Yep. All right, so here's the kind of like the backpack wing, whichever you call it. And actually, when I first got this is upside down. Yeah, I mean, as you can see there, it was upside down. I was trying to figure out how to put it in, and whoever assembled this didn't even bother to double check. These parts are ball jointed. I think it's, you know, based on the original, but be very careful. I actually broke right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there, I added pretty much a paper clip inside. I drilled on the top and bottom because I did broke that, thinking that there's a bolt joint there. Nope. Some of them have bolt joint, but not all. So I guess it could go either way if you have the original or the bootleg. Just be careful when you're moving this fence. You know, but you can move them wherever way you go. It's actually quite nice. I like this effect on White Rock Shooter. It's very mystique. So that's the backpack, and this one just mounts on her back, like right there. And there's also a peg in the bottom where you can you know, mount your action base. Alright. So I'm just gonna remove this real quick for now, and I'm continuing on with the, the weapon, or holding the weapon. Alright, so again, I'm going back here, and typically I'm just gonna redo the post I have. So here's one of the hands, and this one doesn't have that weird looking peg on the wrist, but it is too slender, and I actually put a little bit of masking tape to give it a little bit of friction when it goes on the inside, the arm, and it works out really well. It mounts on here, but sometimes you kind of have to massage it a little bit so it will retain its I guess its form. Alright, so that's that, and grabbing white rock shooter, I'm gonna be detaching this. So again, that's where I had problems. The peg was too skinnier than this, so it wasn't sticking well. Right, so not really much of a problem. Again, quick fix, add a masking tape. And there we go. And now she's holding it. And let me put her back again on the action base. Alright, so this is pretty much the conclusion. And let's go again with the bad things. Quite a lot for this bootleg, as expected. It's a lot of issues with quality control. Seems like someone did a half-assed job on making a mold of this. There is a lot of mold release excess that you need to clean up with a hobby knife. I mean, if they clean that off, at least it will, less thing to say bad about the figure. But well, some of the castings really bad. Like, you see bubbles, you see the black dots. The hands looks weird. I don't know. Well, it is a knockoff after all. Other bad things, you can even use the stands too loose. Things might break if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. But yeah, it's quite a disappointment, and especially if this is going to be your first Figma, please don't do it. Please don't buy a knockoff. Buy a legit thing. If you really want to get this, you want to really get a Black Rock Shooter Figma, go get the game version. It's still readily available. You might run you 50-60 bucks. It's still online. I've seen a couple of stores, and that thing is actually really nice. It depicts Black Rock Shooter. You get the katana, you get the big gun, and it's about 50-60, which is about the normal price for a Figma. But this one might cost you about, it's ranging from 80 to 100, because it's a limited release and it came with a PSP game, which you probably don't need. But yeah, the Figma itself, it's kind of rare, hard to get by. And for those who are going to be wondering how much this bootleg is, it's about 30 bucks, so I did pay less than half. It seems like it's a good deal to me at the time, but after getting it, not so quite. On the upside, probably the only upside, if you're buying this just to have a presentation of a White Rock Shooter in a statue mode, that's I think that's only good for. You can have this awesome pose, which I'm probably just gonna leave in this. Probably next to the Black Rock Shooter Beast. And that's it. It's just nice for a statue. Again, because you're gonna be looking from afar, and basically it's really hard to tell if it's real or not. But it's not really good for playability. I mean, for the Black Rock Shooter Beast I can play with it. I'm not gonna be scared breaking it because it's really solid, and that thing looks just amazing every time you look at it. This one can't really play with it. As I mentioned before, I already broke some parts, and the joints are kind of loose, so there you go. Well, I don't know, maybe some of you are gonna tell me, well, you have a freaking heavy side. You look at those skinny arms. Well, that may be true, but still, I don't think there's any other way you can hold this side without, probably just balancing issues. So that's pretty much it for my comments. Again, I bought this through impulse buying, which is really bad. I know that's my fault. But I'm sharing with you this review of the knockoff, just pretty much to entertain you and as well as inform you. And I do commend those who actually reviewed the bootlegs and giving their honest opinion about it. Because sometimes, you always have people that are curious, if it's worth getting, and sometimes the price is just too tempting to grab it. They bought it and they get disappointed. And again, it will be nice if someone actually did a review and you watch it and you get forewarned of what's disaster is gonna happen once getting it. And again, I'm not really promoting bootlegs. I do own some bootlegs. Most of them are crap. Some of them kind of works out. But yeah, but I already have this, and I'm not gonna dispose or destroy it or anything. That's just wrong. I do respect this particular figure, and it's gonna be part of my collection. Regardless, and I'm quite happy. I got a white rock shooter, and it'll look nice right next to the black rock shooter, and there we go. So yeah, I don't want to drag on with this review. That's pretty much it. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or anything, please leave them below. I know some of you are going to be bashing me about buying a knockoff. That's alright. Yeah, things happen. And if you dislike this video, I perfectly understand. Alright, so until then, this is Meads, and hopefully not another knockoff, but unfortunately I did buy another knockoff Figma, which is another black rock shooter, and you'll find out which one that is. But yes, again, impulse buying is bad. Alright, so until then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.